Okay, this is Ash. Just went through our 2-week program over here, and congratulations on
Thank
your
you.
new opportunity. Let's talk a little bit. Let's start with the recruiting process as far as the initial contact we made through you via, was it
It was Career Builder, actually.
Career Builder? Okay, so through Career Builder. What were your thoughts as far as the initial contact on that?
Fantastic. Actually, I had applied to Gurley Leap probably a month ago, just through putting my application in, but I was really impressed with the way that this team actually came and found me on, and found my resume actually on Career Builder. So I felt that I was proactively sought out, and I wanted to be in the automotive business anyway. But yeah, it just felt good to actually be pursued.
Good. So as far as you were kind of pursuing it, and then we sought after you.
Yeah.
And then let's talk a little bit about the next step, which was the interview process with myself and Calvin. What were your thoughts on that?
It was absolutely wonderful. Honestly, probably one of the most painless interviews that I ever ended up going through. It was a moment Calvin essentially sat me down and he was just like, okay, do you think you can do this? And I said, yeah. And he said, show me. And I was like, okay, so I'll have to back this up. So I stood up and asked him some questions, introduced myself, welcomed him to the company, ended up saying, essentially, what are you looking for right now? What are you currently driving? If you could arrange these 4 criteria in the order of importance, the vehicle is fun to drive, its fuel economy is wonderful, it's pretty, or safe. Which of those 4 is most important to you? And he's just like, whatever, man, you've got the opportunity. I think that you'll do really well with this. And honestly, everything that I've learned since then has completely bankrupted what I thought was going to be good as an approaching manner and improved it vastly.
Well, good. And so let's talk a little bit about your history. What have you done in the past?
Oh, as far as the past, I have been a ministry consultant. So my entire background was going to college campuses and consulting student organizations and programs on how to do outreach methods. So finding new people and making sure that once those people get into your program, how you're going to take care of them, make them happy with it in the long run.
Gotcha. So let's talk about the training.
Yeah.
All right, the training we did this week, and what were your general thoughts on the training portion?
Absolutely fantastic. I don't think that you can put a price tag on confidence, and I think that confidence comes through familiarity. And over the course of the last week of really buckling down and going through every step of the process and helping to service our customer or our guest, I really do feel like I grew in confidence because I knew where one part was going to flow into the next, and I saw the overall picture. So from the first day, my confidence grew astronomically.
So confidence grew. How do you think that the training is actually going to benefit you moving forward?
Oh, goodness gracious. With everything from just the power greeting and meeting people and actually maintaining that professionalism that's spoken of quite highly, from that to fact-finding, etc. Honestly, I do believe that, especially the RDRs, I'd have to say, the RDRs I thought were the most beneficial portion because there's a lot of people who want to ask questions and they say, I'm just looking. Well, if you were just looking, you would be on the internet searching around, but you're here right now looking for someone to take care of you, and I want to take care of you.
So would you say that that's the single most important thing that you took out of the training?
Yes, the RDRs, I think, hands down, were probably the most beneficial for me.
Okay, good. So obviously, before Global Recruiting Solution contacted you, never been through a training course like this. Have you been through previous training before?
Yes, I ended up attending another training through Automax, and they did an excellent job teaching about a lot of the automotive industry basics, etc. Didn't get into the full sales process like yours did. They had a lot of great stuff, but at the end they're asking for a commitment of $500. And the issue with that, of course, is that here I have rapport with Automax. I have this great rapport with them, but the dealership and we don't know each other. And they're asking me to commit to them when we haven't talked. They don't know me, and I don't know that they actually care about my well-being as a sales professional. And if 3 months down the road they're just like, you're a waste of our time, they can just kick me off and there goes my $500. So with this, I felt that there was a mutual investment. I felt like the company was really taking care of me. I thought that your team did fantastic in really winning the rapport and really building the bridge. So as far as middlemen ended up going, I just felt really taken care of.
Good, yeah. We find that, it's harder for us, obviously, to ask the dealers for money, but we really only we really only want to deal with auto groups that look at people as an investment.
Right.
And we've been very successful at that thus far. And, I agree with you. I think asking somebody for money for an opportunity, when really the dealer really needs to take on that responsibility, we found that that's been very successful for us. And as far as reputation and things of that nature, and perception of that dealer. So, I'm glad you brought that up. So, let's talk about the training that we did compared to what maybe you went through the AutoMax. How do you think that set us apart?
I would say that it gave me a lot more practical direction, and the practice that we got, I wouldn't trade it for anything. There's a moment where you can look at everything in theory and feel really good about it, but until you're actually in the thick of it, you're reviewing the way that you're approaching people and trying to talk to them, theory just goes out the window. And I mean, if we needed theory, we would just have an academic school of it, and we would meander about the philosophy of selling. But that's not what we're about here. We're actually about being professional, and that's what I really did learn over the course of this week, was to learn how to be professional practically.
So Global Recruiting Solution, really, we specialize in the auto industry. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Calvin and I are just car guys, and as we've been that way for most of our careers. But let's take the auto industry out of it. You're entering the auto industry, never been in it. So let's take the auto industry out of it. Let's talk about maybe the training application. How do you feel that the training application we did this week could benefit somebody that's not even in the auto industry, as far as what you could take what we've taught you and use it and apply it outside the auto industry?
Honestly, the idea of servicing a customer throughout an entire process, that's something that you can learn in any field. And I think that that's really where we need to, instead of seeing people as a paycheck, we're seeing them as people who need care and putting them through the process of actually caring for them. It's my job as a professional to see them through every step of the way and to really make sure that they know that they're cared for and directed well. So I think that regardless of the auto industry, I think that that's very good information. And
so it's safe to say that you can say that with the training that we did, it could apply for anybody outside the auto industry.
Absolutely.
That the same kind of philosophies and the same kind of tactics that we train on could be used outside the auto industry.
Absolutely, without a doubt. And as myself being a training professional, I mean, that's what I did. As a consultant, going around and training students how to actually do effective outreach, I say this was super beneficial for me. And if I could take this stuff and give it away in my old job, I absolutely would.
Good. Well, hey, Ash, it was a pleasure working with you.
Likewise.
You did absolutely fantastic. True professional, and I think you have a very bright future in the auto industry. So
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Appreciate it.